Welcome to the Gunning Truth and Review Time with Roni. The Monday review show is back. So every week on a Monday I do a short video clip just to quickly go through the Arsenal match of the weekend. And Arsenal finally getting you can look at it as a victory. There's so many people with so many nonsense over the last 24 hours with regards to what this win means. So once again, you people are weird. Opposition saying it doesn't matter when they're not in it, obviously. There was also a week-long debate, even though the rules was known before the time already, that if the winner of the league and FA Cup is the same, then the runner-ups of the Premier League, not the League Cup winners or teams that has a legacy from back in the day that can't seem to perform and spends billions and billions. It's not about that. It's the runners-up. Arsenal worked hard over 38 games to try to win the league, and they ended up coming second. So I don't want to hear this BS about Arsenal don't deserve to be in the Community Shield, and Man United, for example, does because they won the Carabao Cup energy drink. They won an energy drink. So Arsenal deservedly in the Community Shield because the rule states so. The second place is more important than the League Cup. I can understand if another team, so in this case Man United, won the FA Cup, then because Arsenal before won the FA Cup and played in the Community Shield, which is what they did a couple of years ago in COVID times, and we beat Liverpool in the Community Shield. So I don't care about if this trophy matters or not. In other countries, the Super Cup is huge. This is seen as England's Super Cup because they don't have something else. It starts the season, the week before the season starts, like in other major competitions or major leagues, they have the Super Cup. It's not the huge, biggest trophy of all time, and I'm starting to get sick and tired of this. You can't celebrate. Everything is an issue if you celebrate. Now, Man United fans celebrated a pre-season win where you make so many changes and you're still trying things out and you may be training hard, and they celebrated that, but we can't celebrate beating Manchester City over penalties. It wasn't in 90 minutes, but then again, you don't share the trophy after 90 minutes. It's not a draw. Arsenal won on penalties 4-1 comfortably, in fact. Scored all their penalties, and Kevin De Bruyne missing his penalty and Rodri's shot being saved by Aaron Ramsdale. For once, he saved one. So fantastic performance from Arsenal. Man City dominated the ball in the first 20 minutes, but they didn't have any clear-cut chances. There was no XG from the team as a whole, nor was there anything from Haaland up front. I understand that there was already excuses made before the event, so when we make excuses, it's excuses, but Man City before the time, and lots of arrogance post-game as well, which I'm getting annoyed by, but that's all top teams. Arsenal were arrogant when they were winning. Man United were arrogant when they were winning. So I'm not going to go too much into detail with regards to the arrogance after the game. Kevin De Bruyne saying he doesn't worry about Arsenal being title challengers. That's fine. I don't really mind that because we are all arrogant if we are winning. So, so first 20 minutes, Man City did have a lot of the ball. Arsenal struggled to cope with, they didn't know when to press. So the midfield two was Rice and Thomas Partey. They didn't always know when to press. And then when they actually eventually did get that part right, started to get some tackles in, started to get a little bit into the game in midfield, that is when Arsenal then had chances in the 25 minutes after that first 20 minutes. Arsenal should have been 2-0 up at halftime. Havertz had two decent opportunities to try and score, and he has done it before in the Champions League against Man City. He scored a tough chance to actually win them that game. So it's not as if he cannot do it. It is still pre-season, but we're getting now towards the season, so we need to get goals, as in big games. We need to take our opportunities, especially in games against the likes of Man United. We lost in pre-season, didn't take our chances, were poor defensively at times against Barcelona. So these are big teams. Yes, it's pre-season, but it's just you need to finish your chances, and Arsenal did finish their chances against Barcelona. So again, using the context of pre-season. So that was the halftime. I thought Arsenal were better in terms of chance creation in the second 25 than Man City were in the first 20, because that's when Man City dominated. Second half, Man City looked really good. Once again, De Bruyne he's just a problem for Arsenal. He created their goal. They had one or two other very good opportunities after their goal because Arsenal's now pushing 1-0 down. And then obviously you can look at it as lucky. You can't look at it as lucky because you need to take a shot in the final minutes to try and get the draw to go to penalties. And Trossard did that, and a deflection as well. It comes on most stats sites as a Trossard goal and a Bukayo Saka assist. So I'm going to take that. I'm not going to call it an own goal. 1-1. Arsenal at least deserved a draw out of this game. I thought in terms of chance creation, 3-2 in my opinion, even though the XG shows that Man City had 0.89 and Arsenal 0.85. So very close game. So yeah, I think I'll take the draw in terms of 90 minutes. And even if Arsenal lost, in my opinion, I don't really care so much about the winning part of this. But I was very, very interested in Arsenal's performance with regards to how do we handle the press, how do we handle them playing out from the back. And a lot of times in this game, it was good. In terms of individual performances, Ramsdale was excellent. Timber, man of the match. He was exceptional in the game. Ben White had a good first half as well. Centre-backs, brilliant. Saliba, Gabriel, fantastic. Because Saliba was so good, you barely noticed Gabriel's performance. But Saliba was fantastic again. Then in midfield, Thomas Partey, a little bit iffy here and there in the first 20 minutes. But when he and Declan Rice started to be able to figure out the pressing situation from Arsenal's standpoint, and also we were able to push up in the second 25 minutes as in our defenders were quite high up, and that means Arsenal were able to get a little bit more ball. So very good performance from our holding midfielders. I didn't think they were the greatest. It wasn't the greatest performances from Rice and Thomas Partey, but solid enough. And then obviously Saka, just being Saka, had a good game. Not great. I thought Akanji handled him relatively well, but a lot of our good things came from that side. Martinelli struggled again. I think he's looking a little bit off still. So we're going to need to think about Trossard against Nottingham Forest on the left wing, but then again Martinelli needs games, so we'll see. They can change whichever way. Start Trossard, start Martinelli, doesn't matter. And then Havertz was absolutely exceptional for, let's say, 60 minutes. He was exceptional in his hold-up play, in the presence. He gave Diaz and Stones issues, so I'm very happy with his display in the game yesterday. And then there was also Arteta, of course, and then I'm going to give him a high rating for the changes that he made in the final 15 minutes. Tactically, superb. Tierney came on, did his job. Vieira looked good. Smith Rowe drove forward with the ball. And then obviously 1-1 draw. And then Arsenal winning the penalty shootouts 4-1. Odegaard scoring his. De Bruyne missing his for Man City. Then Arsenal's second one, completely forgot now who took the rest of the penalties. But Arsenal all four scored. Vieira scored his, Odegaard scored his, Saka scored his, so that was also very important. Can't remember who I'm missing out now, but obviously 4 guys scored. And then obviously Man City had one person score for them. Can't remember who that was. And then obviously Rodri and De Bruyne missing there. So Arsenal winning the Community Shield 4-1. And there we go. Very happy with that. We didn't get smashed in the game itself in terms of performance-wise. We were definitely pushing them all the way, and there's lots of improvement. And remember, I still feel Arsenal's not there yet, so we're building nicely towards the season. I cannot wait for 1:30 this Saturday, South African time, Arsenal Nottingham Forest at the Emirates. It's going to be absolutely amazing. And then obviously Man City play the Friday night against Burnley. They complaining that they are off the pace still, and that's also maybe a concern that they were still able to outplay us in sections of the game despite being undercooked. And De Bruyne, for example, coming from a hamstring injury first game, and he dominated a little bit, so that's still a concern, especially for later on when we play Man City again. But most things was good about this game. And then just quickly to end off with, there's rumours of Matt Turner having his medical today sometime. So on this Monday after the Community Shield, Matt Turner will be having his medical. The reason why I'm bringing this up, obviously David Raya is heavily linked with Arsenal. It sounds like that will get done. He was actually pictured at Wembley yesterday, so it seems like something will get done from that standpoint. Just a little bit of something that's biting at me today is it's reported that Arsenal are going to be selling Turner for 7 million, and the problem I have with that is we got him for 5 million plus add-ons, which probably has risen by now to 7 million. So we're getting only that back for a international goalkeeper, the United States, the next host's goalkeeper, and the other things is he's on a certain wage, obviously. The other three things is he played very well for them at the World Cup, played well for USA at the Gold Cup and the Nations League. So he should be going for between 15 and 20 million. It sounds like, and this is just rumors, that we're only getting 7 million for him. So that's very disappointing. That we are still struggling to sell. We can't buy these top players because eventually somewhere along the line the books are not going to balance itself out, and it doesn't need to balance itself out. You need to spend, you need to invest, but we need to sell better. We're not selling well at the moment. There's rumors that Balogun is going to possibly go for 15 million pounds, not euros, pounds, less than what we are putting out there, what he's worth, from Inter Milan, who hasn't got any money. So a little bit disappointing still from Arsenal with regards to selling. Hopefully the rumors is incorrect, that we are only getting 7 million for Turner. There was rumors that we're only going to get 12 million for Xhaka at Leverkusen, and we ended up getting 25 million. So we're hoping that that is not true, some of these figures that's being branded about. And I'm very, very confident that Arsenal will do well this coming Saturday. Upcoming shows, I'm going to not start yet with my full YouTube Tuesday night show. However, I will have a podcast on Friday. I think that's going to be my next content, unless the David Raya deal is done, which it actually could be. And then, shockingly, Matt Turner could be playing his first Premier League game, despite being at Arsenal for a year, against Arsenal at the Emirates on Saturday. I think that will happen. So that's going to be extremely weird. But up the Arsenal Community Shield. I'm not going to say champions, because you can't be champions of a shield. It's not a cup, it's a shield. But we take it, and up the Arsenal, Nottingham Forest on Saturday. We're going to smash you. Come on, you Gunners.